Hey, there's your coach back with workout B for the dumbbell conditioning program. We've got our core circuit to start out. So we've got a Turkish get up and a unilateral single arm rack walk. So for the Turkish get up, we're just gonna go ahead and take this thing through all the way to the top. So we're practicing the half get up in workout A. We're just gonna add on the last couple steps to finish it out. So again, just like with workout or the half get up, we wanna roll over to the side, use both hands to get the weight up into position, and then we can put our arm and our hand or our other leg out to the side a little bit. So up to the elbow, up to the hand. We're gonna get our hips up off the ground. I'm gonna pull my knee underneath me and I'm gonna put it directly underneath my butt. From here I'm gonna shift my hips over to the side a little bit. That makes this hand light. I can then shift my hips over, gets me up. Then I can bring this leg around. I can stand up nice and tall at the top. Then I bring it back down, big step back. Windshield wiper the leg, bring the hips over as I bring my hand down. Now I can shift my weight over to my hand. That lets me take the weight off the knee so I can extend my leg out, down to my elbow, down to my back. Two hands down, roll it over, and you would switch sides. So you're gonna do two on each side. You'll do one on one side, switch sides, and then alternate back and forth one more time for a total of two on each side before you move on. So again, if you have any questions on that, I've got a specific video on the Turkish get up included with this program, so you can watch it if you need more details on that movement. So the next one is a single arm rack walk. So for this, you're gonna do like a single arm cheat curl to get it up in a position, and we're gonna hold this in our rack position. And then just like with the single arm farmer's walk that we did in workout A, watching our shoulder position, keeping our shoulder blades tucked back and down, watching our breathing, and then we're just gonna nice and steady walk in a figure eight pattern, keeping the weight in position, keeping our posture strong, checking our breathing, all that good stuff. And again, we're looking for 40 to 60 steps. And then you'll end up switching arms and doing it on the other side. So pretty straightforward there. You're gonna go through that circuit 2 times, and then we move on to our focus circuit. So for this one, we're using the Bulgarian split squat and a single arm floor press. So for the Bulgarian split squat, if you have a bench, awesome. If you don't, you can use a chair or a couch or something along those lines. I'll show you body weight and then show you how to add load if you need to add load. So when you get set up, you're gonna put one foot back on your bench or chair, whatever it is that you're using. The other foot you want hopped out just a little bit in front of you. I like to be able to look straight down, and if I can see my heel, then I know I'm good. I don't need it real far out. I don't want a bunch of space between me and my heel, but what I don't want is it to be directly underneath me. If I look down now, I can't see my heel. The reason for this is if my foot's in too close, as I start to do this exercise, it'll really make it tough to keep my weight back on my heel and even on my foot. And I'll start to come forward on my toes. So I hop forward just a little bit, and then from here, I'm gonna keep my chest up, shoulders pulled back and down, good strong core position. I'm gonna lower myself down, light touch of my knee on the ground, and then drive myself back up. And if I need to, can hop out just a little bit. Might take you a couple reps to find your perfect foot spot. But again, down, drive through my heel, squeeze my glute, back up to the top, down, and back up. What I don't want is this. This is not a good Bulgarian split squat. I shouldn't feel like my ribs are starting to lay on the top of my thigh. I should feel like my torso is staying upright as I do this. And the other thing is I don't want to come up on my toe. So you got to keep the weight on your feet. If you're going to hold a weight, I like to hold the weight in the rack position opposite the working foot. So if I'm going to use this foot in front, then I would hold the weight on the opposite hand. Everything else is the same, just holding the load in that rack position like so. So make sure you do your reps on both legs with that. And we are looking for that 3 count pause at the bottom. So you get to the bottom, you want to pause and then come back up. So important you remember the pause. It'll keep you from moving too fast, keep you from bouncing, and really work on our starting strength, which is something we need as mountain bikers. And then finally, our single arm floor press. Pretty straightforward with this one. You're gonna lay down on the ground, get set. Real similar to if you're doing a Turkish get up or half get up. You're gonna use both hands to bring it into place, get set. But now, I'm gonna keep both legs up. This arm goes out to the side. I'm gonna do is slowly lower the weight, light touch of my elbow on the floor, pause for a count of 3, and then drive it back up. Bring it down, pause, 2, 3, drive it back up. Now this bottom position, I'm not relaxing and just balancing the weight. I'm staying nice and tight and strong and then driving it back up. The main thing you're watching for on this is this shoulder position. As you come down, you don't want to feel like your shoulder is jacking up towards your ear. You'll feel that with your shoulder blade pressed into the ground. So if it's staying nice and strong, then it won't feel weird. If you're coming down and you're letting your shoulder do weird stuff, then it won't feel very good. So nice, strong floor presses. Both hands, bring it down, switch sides. So again, very simple, straightforward exercise. That just means that you can focus on getting strong with it. So that does it for the focus circuit. Again, going through that 3 times, following the reps. Reps increase a little bit for 3 weeks, and then on the 4th week, you increase the load and decrease the reps, and then go through that cycle again, and yeah, over the course of the 12 weeks. So again, you're gonna end up stronger than where you started, which is the whole point. So to finish off, we're gonna do a cardio circuit where we're gonna combine some bodyweight stuff and dumbbell stuff into one circuit. So we're gonna start out with 10 single arm swings, then we're gonna do 2 stagger stance squats, then we're gonna do either 5 push-ups or 3 elbow touches if you can't do push-ups, and then finally finish off with 10 marches. So I'll show you how this looks. So for the single arm swing, you're gonna get you a dumbbell, you're gonna get set. I'm just gonna show you how this looks. You're gonna get, the dumbbell will be a little bit in front of you. You're down in your good attack position, right? Like if you're on your bike in the attack position, butt back, chest down, good strong core position, shoulders are pulled back and down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hike the dumbbell back behind me, and then I'm gonna use my hips to bring the weight up. So my arm is relaxed right now. I'm just using my hips. I'm not doing, you know, this is not a swing like doing a squat with a front raise. It's very dynamic, butt back, chest down, and it snaps. You see, I'm not bending the knees much at all. So if you're bending the knees a lot, it's not a good swing. That's not what we want, all right? So after you do your 10 swings, you get done with your 10th one, you're just gonna bring it up to your rack position. Now we're gonna do a stagger stance squat where I bring one foot forward, the other foot is stepped back slightly. I'm gonna come down, back up, down, and back up. I'm just doing 2. And then I'm gonna go on to my, my push-up. So I'd put the weight down, take a step back for a push-up. Good, strong push-up. I like to come all the way down, chest on the ground, arms come out to the side, back in, there's 1. Down, arms out, back in, there's 2. So this is a good way to do your push-ups. Make sure that you're getting good depth, there's no cheating. If you can't do that, you can just do regular push-ups just to, you know, come down and come back up. Now if you can't do push-ups, you can do elbow touches. That's how these look. You get set in your push-up position, and then what I'm gonna do is touch one elbow, and then touch the other elbow, one elbow, other elbow, back and forth, until I've done 3 touches on each elbow. When I'm done with that, I jump up. I'm gonna do 10 marches, just a march. When I do my marches, I like to bring my elbow across, so try to come across the middle. Each time, like your right foot hits, would be 1. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a march on each foot, so 20 total, 10 between the 2, however you wanna look at it. When you're done with that, you can switch sides. I'd go to the other side and do my 10 swings. So say this was number 10, I'd bring it up, I'd take a step forward with the foot On that side, I'm gonna do stagger stance squat. So again, I'm really driving through this lead leg, or single leg with a kickstand. I'm not using that back leg to drive at all. When I'm done with my 2, bring my weight down, come back, do my push-ups or elbow touches, whichever the case may be. When I get done with these, I jump up, I do my marches. Just like that. When I'm done with my 10th march, I would grab on the other side, start my swings, just keep moving through the circuit. So that's it. Like once you get the rhythm for it, it'll come pretty easy. First time you do it, it just might take you, a little bit to get the rhythm, but again, once you get it, it'll come pretty easy. Flows together pretty well. But again, it's an interesting circuit because there's not one thing that's gonna wear you out, so you can keep going through it, but it really, really works on your cardio, your work capacity. It's just a good overall cardio drill. So you'll see we're gonna be doing a number of rounds. So like week 1, you're gonna go through that circuit 8 times. And then you're going to go through it 10 times in week 2, and then finally 12 times in week 3. And then again in week 4, the rounds go back down to 8. If you can, try to increase the load of your dumbbells. If you can't, that's fine. Just focus on moving through the circuit maybe a little bit faster the second time through. So that's gonna do it for workout B. If you have any questions or anything like that, certainly let me know. Hope you guys are gonna enjoy the dumbbell conditioning program. I know it'll definitely help you ride faster, longer, with more confidence on the trail. And I will talk to you next time.